All right, YouTube says I'm live, so I must be live, right? The internet never lies. Welcome in. This is the HOWDY Tech Show, hanging out with Dave, whichever way you want to call it. Little live stream I do here every weekend. We go down through some, talk about some articles. It's about tech news, usually GPU, CPU news, usually. I try to stick within the hardware side of things. We talk about how good the channel's done, what you expect out of the channel. And then just kind of a Q&A, you guys kind of hang out with me and let's chat. We'll chat about whatever you want to chat about pretty much. There ain't a whole lot that I won't talk about, a few things I won't, but they are there. As far as this week's article, I got two things about Nvidia I'd like to talk about that's happened this past week. And we got some information on the new AMD GPUs coming up. We're going to talk about that as well. There's a couple disclaimers I throw out at the beginning of each one of these shows. I do enjoy me a cold beer or a cold Budweiser while I do the show. So there is some alcohol consumption, so I hope the weekends find you well. Also, my language ain't always the best. I try to keep it to a bare minimum, but every once in a while there will be some cussing involved. Like I said, I try to keep it to a minimum, but it does slip out from time to time. If the drinking or the cursing and foul language ain't your type of kid, you don't really appreciate too much, maybe this ain't the right live stream for you. I don't want to see nobody leave, but I don't want to see anybody uncomfortable either. That's the fair warnings on those for this show. I thought about doing some gameplay this week, which I do time to time. I throw some gameplay in there, but got a lot of work to do, which we'll get into after we get through the news articles. Let's go ahead and we'll flip over here and we'll run down through what little bit of news I found that I thought was somewhat interesting, or what I thought the community would be interested in watching about. Let's see if I remember how to do this. I only do this once a week. I ain't too sure on what I'm doing here. Just like every week, the articles will be linked in the description below. If you'd like to do some more reading than what I talk about here, more than welcome to do so. We got two from Tom's Hardware and the one from WCCF Tech, which that one there, definitely take it with a grain of salt because it is rumors. Pretty much, anything comes from Tom's Hardware, they really don't focus too much on the rumor side of things. But, still kind of take it with a grain of salt, I guess. Now since I'm all lit up here, let's flip over here, see if I can do this. There we go, we got it. Nvidia slashes prices for the GeForce RTX 30 series GPUs. This is interesting. What I think is interesting, they don't talk about the top. It's $100 to $500 slashes. What gets me is, it's like $100 to $500, but it's only on the high-end models. There's several reasons why I feel that they're doing this. Like the 3090 Ti now costs $1499. It's $500 decrease. 3090 will be priced at $1299. That's $200 decrease. 3080 Ti will be at $1099. That's $100 price and decrease. 3080 12 gig finally receives an official MSRP of $799. But well, everybody knows they'll go on a lot more than that. So welcome to Nvidia's pricing scheme for the GPUs. Here's the new series that they're dropping. 3090 Ti went from $1999 down to $1499. It's $500 difference. The 3090 went from $1499 down to $1299. It's $200 difference. 3080 Ti is $1199 down to $1099, which is $100 difference. Then we got the 12 gig 3080 is now supposed to be a $799. A lot of times you can get that 12 gig at the same price you can get the 10 gig. A little bit lesser of a model usually, but if you can get them for the same price, you might as well get the 12 gig just for the extra 2 gigs of VRAM. Down through here, they got the rest of the MSRPs listed, but of course, there's no price deductions for anything anybody's really be interested in. To me, they're slicing these prices because they ain't selling, or they are selling the least, I guess I should say. And they're trying to move them before they can launch the 4000 series, which I talked about last week. I couldn't find the article, and I couldn't find the article this week. But stockholders from Nvidia is actually trying to push back the RTX 4000 series launch just because of the inventory they have on hand, which makes sense to me. So yeah, they did cut the prices a little bit, but you know, I mean, these are the bigger cards that really nobody, in my opinion, you know, nobody really needs a 3080 Ti. 3090 is basically for the ones that got more money than they do brains. 3080 Ti, you know, it's going to be great for your AAA titles at 4K, you know. The two above it, I think, is a little unnecessary, but, you know, if you want the best of the best, you know, and you got the money to spend, there you go. You do have them, and they are a little bit cheaper now. The 3080 12 gig, like I said, they are usually running about the same price right now as the 10 gig. If you can get them for about the same price, it'd be worth you getting the 12 gig instead of the 10 gig, just because that extra 2 gigs of VRAM, it may come in handy for you. My opinion on this, they're trying to move them before the 4000 launches, and that's mainly because of the shareholders in it. Chris McGraw's in the house. How you doing, buddy? Happy weekend to you. I'm glad you could hang out with me this weekend. They got some other prices down here from Best Buy, EVGA, Newegg. You know, on the different models. Looks like they're all Best Buy and EVGA models. Doing good. Good. Glad to hear it, buddy. Just enjoying some vacation. It must be nice to have a vacay. I kind of feel like I'm on vacay too, because I didn't work yesterday. Even though I do more work around the house when I am off, but I went up and helped my mom all day yesterday. So I'm kind of on vacation. I guess I didn't work 6 days this week. I only had to work 5. It's kind of a vacation for me, I reckon. But if you guys want to look at these prices, you know, they ain't nothing too spectacular if you ask me. Of course, down here they got the 3050 listed, which ain't much of a difference. They do have the pricing for the 3070 down here. Looks like 3070s went down from 100 to 250. At Best Buy, went down from $10 to $70 on EVGA.com. 3070 Ti's dropped by $70. 3070s dropped by $40 to $210 on Best Buy. So they are starting to drop a little bit here. 3070s dropped $30 to $80 on EVGA. Newegg, they dropped by $50. 3060s, they're down by anywhere from 20 to 100, depending on which site you go to there. 3060 Ti, anywhere from $7 to $265 difference. If you go to Best Buy or Newegg there. EVGA looks like they stayed about the same. 3060 on Newegg, going for about $10 less. 3050, it's down by $30 to $40. Buy from Best Buy. EVGA, the 3050 is out of stock. It's about the only thing anybody can afford right now. Newegg, the 3050 is down by about $70. Kids are back with their mother, but they spent a whole week here. Now I relax for the remaining few days. Now it's all right. I mean, that's what vacation's about, buddy. Spend with the family. Hope you enjoyed the time with your kids while you had them. I know when you don't have your kids with you all the time, it takes a toll on you. I didn't have my kid for the first 7 or 8 years of her life till I ended up custody of her. So I know where you come from on that one. Hell no, she was about 12, I think, when I finally got custody of her. Gigabyte and Zotax down to $14.99. Well, Gigabyte 3080 Ti is available for $1,099. So I guess that's pretty good deals if you're looking to buy on the high end. You know, a lot of people don't buy on the high end. I think they're just trying to sell the inventory that they have for $3,000 before they can launch to $4,000 because of the stockholders, like I mentioned. But it's kind of cool that they are dropping the prices, even if it is on the top tiers. You know, maybe they'll start dropping the mid low tiers. You know, they need to, I believe, to be able to move their inventory. If not, they ain't gonna move their inventory. But they got all their numbers. I don't have the numbers on how many of the mid-range tier cards that they actually sell or whatnot. You know, but I'm sure they're going to drop the prices as need be on the SKUs they need to get rid of them. Taking them quite a while to do so. And this next one we got about Nvidia, I thought was kind of interesting. For the past 18 months to 2 years, Nvidia's kind of turned their back on the gamers. Now to try to win back the gamers, and Nvidia pushes premier GeForce RTX 30 series with a Face Your Demons bundle. This is bundling with 4 dynamic games for the RX 3080 or better. So still, yep, you gotta buy a better tier graphics card. You gotta buy the high end. This ain't for the mid tier. This ain't for what people normally buy. I think it's kind of cool. They say there's 4 games, but basically it's 2 games. You got Ghostwire Tokyo, Doom Eternal, and 2 of the DLCs for Doom Eternal that they're actually giving you. What they say is 4 games, but basically 2 games with 2 DLC packs. But you have to buy at least an RTX 3080 OC 12 gig. Or at least a RTX 3080. I don't know. I guess if you'd be interested in them games, or you're going to buy them games anyways, it's a good plus. It's like AMD. You know, AMD's knowing to put bundles together with games. I get a lot of my games that way. You know, whenever I buy a GPU, I get the game free. That's the way I get a lot of my games. But it's a game that I'd be interested in playing anyway. Sometimes I end up with a game that I don't even download because I wasn't even interested in the game. So Nvidia's turning back to the gamers now since crypto mining has failed. I don't know. I guess they'll try and get back in the good graces of the gamers because a lot of gamers turned their back on Nvidia because Nvidia turned their back on the gamer. But you know that they're trying to move these high-end cards again, just like the last article we looked at. They'll need to get them high-end 3000 series cards out the door before they can launch the 4000 series. And I guess this is just one way that they're trying to get the gamers to buy the GPUs. It's only for the RTX 3080 or better. So if you buy the 3070, 3060, you ain't getting the games with it. I don't know. I think they're creating GPUs that nobody really wants, and they can't move them, so they're trying what they can by cutting the prices and giving you games that, I don't know, I mean, I think Doom Eternal, I'd like to try that one. I've played Doom 2016. I played the original Doom. Kind of aging myself with that one, but I played the original Doom when it first came out. At Ghostwire Tokyo, I don't know a whole lot about it. I don't know if I'd be interested in it. I'd have to do some research to see if it'd be something I'd even think about playing. But I mean, if you're gonna buy the games anyways, it's pretty cool that they're adding them in with the purchase of the 3080 or better. I guess, I don't know. Kind of take out for what it is and what your opinion is on that. The next one kind of surprised me. This is the one from WCCF Tech. AMD Navi 33 RDNA 3 GPUs allocated features within the mid-range Radeon RX 7600 XT graphics card, around $400 US. Hopefully, faster than the RTX 6900 XT. So basically, the low end of the new graphics card for the 7000 series is going to be faster and cheaper than the RTX 6090 XT, which is the highest card available for the current gen. Like I mentioned, this is a rumor. This ain't Tom's Hardware. These guys do put up stuff that's rumored. You have to look down through here. A lot of it's coming from 3dcenter.org. Kepler, whoever Kepler actually is. Looks like these are from Twitter, so they are definitely leaks. So kind of take it with a grain of salt. This last one here from Kepler, we will see 7600 XT at $400 or less, and the 4070 at $500 or less. We'll have to see if that holds true. Saying that they're going to be more performance with the 7600 XT than the 6900 XT. Will they be possible? It'll be possible, but will they unlock them to where they will do it? That's the question in my mind. Even the 6000 series, I think there's a lot of potential left in them SKUs if they unlock them, but they won't completely unlock them. Every GPU, they can do better than what they say they can do if they want to unlock them, but most of the time they don't unlock them. You still have the power limits and whatnot, which controls how good the GPU actually is. They won't completely unlock them to where you can do what you want to with them. Our RDNA 3 architecture based on the Navi 33 is considered a mid-range chip and is optimized for the Navi 21 GPU. The new RDNA 3 architecture is expected to be based on TSMC 6 nanometer design, and it should be measured 360 by 460 millimeters into the second. That's an 11 to 30% reduction in die area compared to the Navi 21, which is powering the high-end Radeon RX 6000 lineup for the feature size die of 520 millimeters to the second. Some of the pluses of doing this, but what they're saying, we have the TSMC 6 nanometer node, which is a better design, of course, or the RDNA3 graphics core, increased clocks and efficiency, 8 gigs of DDR6 memory optimized across the 128-bit bus, faster GDDR6 memory speeds, which is always good for a GPU. Better restoration performance equal to or greater than the 6900 XT. Ray tracing performance greater than the RTX 6900 XT. I don't know who really focuses on ray tracing, but I'm sure there's a community out there for it that have to have ray tracing on every game that's available for it. I don't know, me. I'm not too big into it. Navi 33 GPU architecture design rumored. GCD is expected to have feature 2 shade engines and have shader engines has 2 shades array. Each shader array was previously expected to compose of 8 WGPs. And yes, if you guys need to know what all these abbreviations mean, you have to look them up because I'm not too sure myself. Features 8 SIMD 32 units with 32 ALUs. So basically, they're saying that's how they're coming up with this. It's going to be better than the 6900 XT. Again, depends on if AMD unlocks them. I thought that was a pretty interesting article. They do have supposedly the release dates for them down here. Of course, all the new stuff for the new Navi stuff is got question marks. You know, they're saying Q4 for all of them. This one here's got a Q of 2023 with a question mark for the Navi 3 times. Navi 21, that's the one that was warned. It came out on Q4 of 2022. I don't know. It's pretty cool that, you know, they're rumoring all this and they think this is what it's going to be. The 33 GPU featured and pricing performance rumored. Uh, 6700 offer better performance than 6900 XT class. And ray tracing, given the reduced memory design, they will take it has resolution increase, so the code will be faster around 1080p and similar at 1440p, but will end up equal or slower at 4K high due to the 8 gigs of VRAM limitation. Ray tracing is expected to be strong suit, with the core offering a higher than the 6900 XT performance. Now 8 gigs might sound like a downgrade version from the 6900 XT, but given the pricing, it might actually end up being a great decision that not only reduces the cost, but also allows the card to be made in larger quantities without worry of GDDR6 supplies. If you want to look at some of the other architecture they got going on here, they do have them listed down here. I'm not going to run down through them. The pricing for the AMD RX 7600 XT graphic card is expected to be set around $400 US or less, which is in the line of the RX 6600 series. Graphics cards since the 6700 XT at an MSRP of $379, a cut down model could end up under $350 US too. So they're already predicting that they're going to have a cut down version of the 7600 XT, which would be the 7600. The main thing is that the rumors are true. They could have 6900 XT performance at less than half the price, which should be an impressive and hot seller in the mid-range segment. Ain't going to happen. They have, usually when new GPUs come out, like when the 3060 came out, it has a little bit better performance than the 2070 does. When the 2070 came out, it had a little bit better performance than the 2080 does. It's always a little bit better than what the previous next tier card is. The 7600, I think it's going to be closer to probably a 6800, maybe, somewhere around there. But I don't think it's going to hit that 6900 XT performance. I don't think they'll let it have enough power draw to be able to hit them kind of numbers and that kind of performance. Is it capable of it? Yeah. But I don't think they'll let it have that much power. Just to try to keep the power consumption in check. It'd be interesting if the low-end card could come out and beat the best of the class or the previous gen, but that normally ain't the way it works. You can go back through and you can look at the last 4 generations of GPUs came out, and it's never been that way. By doing something like that, they would be kind of stabbing themselves in the foot. They can't show 100% increase from one generation to the next. Just ain't. It's possible, but it is plausible, but they ain't gonna do that, because if they do that, then it completely obsoletes the previous gen GPUs, and they don't want to do that. Even though the 4000 series or the 7000 series comes out, they're still going to have the 3000 series, 6000 series sitting on the shelf still needing to sell. No matter how many they sell of them, they're still going to have them, which means they're still going to need to get rid of them. And if you can get something for double the performance, If you can sell something that has double the performance for less money, there ain't no reason to buy the previous gen. I don't see them doing that much of an increase with one GPU to the next. Possible, but I think the rumors are wrong. I don't think they're right on that one. All right. That's the 3 articles I got for this week. Like I said, I didn't have a whole lot this week. I know there was some other stuff that came out, but I didn't think it was very interesting. I didn't know if anybody else would think it was interesting or not. I really couldn't find nothing on CPU besides what we covered last week. So I didn't even think about trying to cover the CPU market this week. There is some stuff about DDR5 and whatnot. The speed's improving, but still hard to find, and price is still outrageous even if you do find it. Which it's starting to drop some in price. I'm just hoping it drops down to a reasonable price by the time AM5 comes out, because you will have to have it for AM5. Intel 13th gen we covered last week. They will still have the DDR4 and DDR5 support for their chips, which is kind of nice. I think AMD will probably do something more with the AM4 motherboards. Don't know if it'll be a whole new process node or not, but I think they're going to do something else with that socket to be able to offer something with the DDR4s. That way people don't have to adopt into the DDR5. They did just stab themselves in the foot. Right now, GPU manufacturers shotgunned both foots off with the crypto crash. Yeah, pretty much. You're exactly right. They thought crypto mining was still going to be around a few more months, and it just didn't last quite that long. Now a lot of gamers got bad feelings towards Nvidia and AMD for doing what they've done. I don't know. I kind of touched on that last week as well. I kind of got mixed feelings on that. I understand from a business aspect, they went for the big easy cash. Because the crypto mining definitely bought up the GPUs, and they bought them by the bulk. But still, yet, the loyalty needs to be with the gamers that made them who they are. I kind of got mixed feelings. I mean, as far as the company aspect goes, you go for the easy big money. But if you want to consider, smaller money, but longer over longer periods of time, you stick with who made you who you are, On the other hand, we'll get the new stuff in time for Resident Evil 4 remake. Yeah, it should be out for that. I'm not sure when that one's supposed to come out, but I don't think that's coming out to what is it, Chris? Beginning of next year, Resident Evil with the remake's coming out. I think it's the beginning of next year when it comes out. I think that's what they're saying. This fall. Okay, this fall it's coming. I thought it was the beginning of the year. Okay. But I don't know. My feelings with what they've done with the GPUs in the past year and a half, 2 years is, kind of mixed. October, November for Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil 4 remake. It's MT Corners in the house. How you doing, buddy? Appreciate you. Glad you could hang out with me this weekend. Glad you could stop by and say howdy. But yeah, I don't know. Kind of got, like I said, I kind of got mixed feelings. They went for the big money. They went for the easy money. They overproduced. But still yet, with as many GPUs they got sitting on the shelf, that just goes to prove to you that I was right. Whenever the GPU market crashed and GPUs went up and there wasn't nothing to buy, the shortage had nothing to do with it. They were still producing more GPUs than ever before. You couldn't get your hands on them because of crypto miners, and they were selling them out the back door instead of out the front door where they should have been. You know, I don't think there's ever, I don't think the supply of chips or anything like that ever had anything to do with GPU prices going up. They used it as a cover up because they was making more money on the back end than they would going out the front door with them. And seeing all these GPUs set on the shelves now, collecting dust, just kind of proves that point. That's exactly what happened. I don't know. It's kind of a different situation, I guess. It's kind of hard to say what you would do in that kind of situation. You know, do you sell less video cards for less money, but you know, stay with the loyalty of the who made you who you are, or do you go with the big money to the guys willing to pay the biggest money? You don't have to worry about doing any kind of warranty on your product. I picked up a RX 6400 for a low profile machine. I pretty much hate it. Yeah, I was actually going to pick up a 6400. I still want to pick one up. I got that Dell Optiplex, which I want to start doing some videos on. I'm going to be putting a 6400 in it. I don't know. I got very, very mixed feelings on the 6400. But after I started doing the benchmarks on the integrated graphics on that Dell Optiplex, yeah, I don't know. I think I'd rather go with like a 1050 Ti or something that don't have external power than I would to even deal with the 6400. Tried Resident Evil 1 HD yesterday at the hardest settings. Mutants are tanky as fuck. Yeah. I haven't played the Resident Evil in quite some time. I haven't really had a whole lot of time to put into them. 6400 is a waste of sand. 6500 XT ain't too good, but it's way better. No curves. Runs 680 to 85 C. No fan curves. On the 6500 or the 6400, Chris? Bad thing about the 6500 XT is I don't think they make them in a low profile. If they made the 6500 in a low profile that didn't take an external power supply, that'd be alright for what I'm looking for. But I need something that's low profile to fit in the machine that don't take an external power supply. I mean, I guess I could hook up to a Molex, but I really don't want to do that. I don't trust them cheaper power supplies to give it the power it needs for the GPU by doing that. I mean, I know you can pick them up on Amazon and eBay all day long, you know, Molex to the 6-pin or 8-pin that you need. But also, by doing that, you know, the PSU don't know what it's sending power to. You know, and the machine I got that I want to do videos on, which hopefully will be coming up this week, if not next week. The Dell Optiplex 5040, I think it is. I need a low profile cord for it. They make the 6500 in a low profile. Let's flip you guys over here, see if they make it in low profile. I don't think they do. 6500 XT. Oh, what the hell is that? Get out of there, new egg. Why are you messing with me on stream? Don't do that to me. My stream's bad enough anyways. I don't think they got low profile 6500s. Yeah, they're a lot better deal than the 6400s. $185, $189, $187, $199. Yeah, but don't look like they come in a low profile variant. $6,400 locked you out. Can't OC or control fans. It gets hot and down throttles. would be a fan cord if AMD took the lock off. Yeah, AMD ain't gonna take the lock off of it because, well, basically 6400 and 6500 both are actually made out of a GPU for a laptop instead of an actual GPU. I don't know if they can actually take the lock off of them or not. Me personally, if I had, like I said, if I had the choice, I'd get the 1050 Ti, but I don't think you can buy them new. And try to pick one of them up on eBay or someplace. They're completely outrageously priced. Where in the hell's the low profile ones at? They're still going for $300 to $200 for the 1050 Ti. Wow. And that's the other thing. The system I'm going to be putting it in is actually a PCI Gen 3 instead of a Gen 4. So it's going to be cut back anyways. Let's see what the choices is. Low profile GPU. Uh, 6400 showing up, of course. 1650. Yeah, but wow, that's $245. 1030, that ain't even worth considering. I don't know, hell, 1030 probably ain't much worse than the 6400. 1650 is a better LP option if you can get it around the same price. Basically, 5600G, 5700G will outperform the 6400. Yeah. Yeah, I could see that happening. Like I said, they're more based off of a GPU for a laptop. I don't know about that 1030. It's got less performance than the 1650 and comes about the same price. 6400, 2060 ain't a low profile. 730. Yeah, we put one of them in it. That'd be a hell of an upgrade, wouldn't it? 1650. But I don't like paying that much for 1650 though. What are they going for on eBay? $1650 low pro. Great price of $245. How are they calling that a great price? 1650 Super, that don't look like a low profile. $200 for a Zotac 1650 low pro. $350. 1650. Even the 6500 XT has a hard time. It's just a bit better than the 5600G iGPUs. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to go with a real budget machine, you'll build them brand new out of the box. I still say the 5600, 5700G be your best bet. Because it does give you an upgrade path. A little bit of one. I believe the 5600G and the 5700G actually both still run PCI 3.0. If you go to add a GPU later on down the line on it. I just can't believe what these low profile cards are going for. That ain't even low pro. $235 for a 1050 Ti. 1650 OC for 270. Let's look at the sold listings. See what they've actually sold for and all what people are wanting. 1650 low pro is going sold for 225. Really? Plus 25 shipping? That's 250 for a 1650. 1030 is available in low pro, but it sucks so much. Yeah, that's the problem. Anything that you can get in a low profile, they really ain't worth looking at. You got the 6400, or you got the 1030, or you go with the 1650 or something like that, and they're just completely outrageously priced yet. You don't have much of a choice. I was just playing sad when my kid's 960 beat the 6400 in Fortnite. Maybe I've just got a bad sample. Nah, that's probably about right. The 960, even though with it only having 3.5 gigs of VRAM, it probably outperforms the 6400. Even though it's what, 2 generations old, 3 generations old now. The 960 still pretty good little gaming card right now. Oh, come on, really? 1650 low profile, brand new, going for 309, and it's sold. And of course, that came from Israel. Zotac Gaming 1650 low profile came from China for $59, $10 shipping. That wouldn't have been a bad pickup, I don't think. Now for the prices I've been seeing. $58 with $10 shipping from China for $1650. No. Yeah, the Optiplex I got, I think I'm gonna have to. I don't know. But the way these prices is on these things, I think I'm gonna have to go with the 6400 on it. Even though I really don't care to. The prices on these are just completely outrageous. $60 for a 730. I think the Intel graphics is better than the 730. But I don't know. I've been testing that this morning. They're looking pretty bad. 139 for 1030. And that's on sale. 103 for 8400. Oh, there's your gaming card for $103. 8400. What else we got here? 6450. Getting awful old and very lack performance. GT710 going for $100. Really? That's nuts. That's absolutely nuts. That's insane. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go with the 6400 though from the prices I've been seeing. Even on the used market, the 1650s and whatnot, it's just they're way overly priced yet for anything that's low profile. It's crazy. But anyways, since I got you guys flipped over here. The channel's got 12 new subscriber members this past week, so welcome in if y'all joining me. I don't think so, but it's possible. 140 for 1030 and a 6500 XC is about 228. This is crazy. Oh yeah, you looking at the lower end stuff, it's still nuts if you're looking for the lower end video cards. It's crazy. Completely nuts. But for the 12 new community members, welcome in. Glad you hit that subscribe button. Hope you enjoyed the content. Of course you did, or you wouldn't have hit the sub button. As far as this week's video coming up, that is in Canada. Rules. That is in Canada, as Lions used to say. Yeah, I don't know. 1030, I don't know. 1030's is a joke of a video card too. Anything that's low profile anymore, or as of right now, is nuts. You got here in the States, we got a 1030 here from EVGA for $140. But basically, the 1030 is just if you need a video out. There's a 1030 for $63. Look at there. That'd be a nice pickup, I guess, for $63. That can't be the right price, is it? $63 for a new 1030? On the other hand, we have plenty of ITX size cards. Yeah, we got plenty of the big stuff. But if you're looking to, for like a Dell Optiplex or something like that, you don't have much of a choice. There's a 1030 going for $90, but that's a tall one. That ain't won't fit in an ITX build. A mini ITX. $1030 low pro going for $100. $1030. $140 low pro. What else we got? $1030. Really? $289? What are you smoking, PMI? $289 for a 1032 gig. Time to build ITX builds. Yeah. Definitely stay away from the small stuff. Yeah, they already have everything that's, like I say, 1030 does worse than the 1050 and the 1060s, and all the price on them is nuts. So I guess I'll end up going with the 6400. 151 for 1030. 151, 186, 104. Why is low profile cards so expensive? They don't have the power behind them. Computer components, core components, video cards, desktop video cards. I don't think they make 3050 in a low profile, I don't think. I don't think so. 6000 series. I know the 6400 is low profile. The 10 series. I only have 1030 listed. I picked my 6400 up for 115 on the used market. That wouldn't be a bad deal for 115. Let's see what them 6400 is going for. I think they're going for about $160, right? 150. 150 for XFX, MSI, going for 150. Sapphire is going for 170. Challenger is going for 170 from Asus. Yeah, so you go from 150 straight up to 170. You just don't have no choices when it comes to the small form factor. Oh, well, let me flip you guys over here. You guys ain't even looking at the screen. What am I doing? Yeah, you picked up a 6400 for 115. That ain't too bad, MT. I mean, that's what, about $35 off. Depending on the company that that makes the cord, they may still have the warranty behind it. Give you guys a sneak peek of the video I was working on today. Kind of really surprised me, which it shouldn't. It really shouldn't. I've been testing the 530 graphics and that Dell Optiplex I've got. What you're looking at is actually what MSI Afterburner throws out. These are 720p results at the lowest settings. Heaven's got an average of 43.2. We have Borderlands 3. I threw it in for shits and giggles just to see how it would actually do with a fairly newer title, which is a little bit more demanding. It got an average frame rate of 14, minimum of 10, maximum of 16. Valorant. Never played the game before in my life till today. I never played Rocket League till today either. But Valorant, with them integrated graphics, we're getting 23.9, minimum of 16.9, and the max was 24.9. Mine was the XFX Swift 105. Seems like XFX right now has got a pretty bad name going for itself for some reason. I need to look into that a little bit, but a lot of people's having problems with XFX cords, and I don't know why. Rocket League, I never played it before today. I've got 23.9 and a minimum of 18.9. That's at 720p low settings. Get back here and look at 1080p results, it really gets bad. Blow them up here a little bit where you guys can see them a little bit here. I think that's all in frame there. Heaven was 22.9. This is 1080p low settings. 22.9 on the average. Minimum was 15.7. Borderlands 3 got an average of 7.8. Minimum of 5.8. Max of 9.1. Rocket League for 1080p low settings, you got 11.9 on the average, minimum of 7, maximum was 13.5. Fortnite was something funny I ran into today. It would run Fortnite at 1080p, but if I turned Fortnite down to 720p, the game kept crashing on me. Any of you guys out there in chat know why that would be? It plays at 1080p low settings, but you turn it to 720p low settings, and it kept crashing on me. It wouldn't even start the game, which I'll put that in the video. But Fortnite got a average of 12.3. Now it was on competitive or low settings with long view distance. It was getting 12.3 at 1080p. The minimum was a 0.4 fraps. Well, that's real fast. Valorant at 1080p. got 26.5 and a minimum of 0.4. And I actually tried Fortnite again for the second time. And I got 17.7 out of and a minimum of 23.9, or the max of 23.9. The minimum was 2.9. I tested the RX 588 gig right after the 6400. It's crazy how solid the F580 still is. Orders over at high settings, 60 frames per second, feel good on that old cord. That RX 580, it's hard to beat. Whenever I put up my testing for it in 2022, it's just the price really ain't there. You know, you used to be able to pick things up for $100. I looked at them this morning on eBay, and the cord that I got, they're still going for about $125, $130. And I think that's still a little too much for them. Not whenever you used to be able to pick them up for $100, you know, a few years ago. I just, you know, I mean, if they get back down to $100 price point, I think it'd be a good pickup. They're still getting down there, down to 105, 107, 133. That was still going for $249. That was over 135, 150. But yeah, if you get that card for around the $100 price point, that's a wonderful pickup. MRX 580s is hard to beat. They still have the performance behind them. I called a local seller into $80. That's a real nice pickup there. 8 gig 580 for $80. That's real nice. I mean, you turn out there on eBay and make 20, $30 off of it right now. Which, now you empty, you got it, you're gonna build a gaming rig out of it, make your money out of it. But they're still, you know, for the most parts, they're still going for 150, 130, 125, 115. They're still up there a little bit high in price for my taste. 109. And this is with $10 shipping included, not included. They're still paying $120 for it. There's another one, $10 shipping. So they've been about $120. And I'm gonna say this guy here's got probably mining cords, because it looks like there's 3 different ones right there. Probably all sold by the same guy. There's one going for 180. There's one going for not minded on for 140. 107. That wouldn't be bad if it wasn't for that $12 shipping. So even with the shipping, you're looking at what, 107, be $120 by the time you have shipping onto it. The 580 is getting paired with a i7 4790. That'd be a nice combo. That'd be a pretty good combo right there. Yeah, I like to see them get down a little bit lower in price, especially on the used market. I mean, they're still, there's one for $100, but you still got that $11.75 shipping. You should be able to pick these things up a lot cheaper than what they're going for. $36 for parts only, pre-owned for $140. There's one going for $125, and yes, this is the exact model I've got. That's why it's pulled up. $160, $200. Someone paid for one on the 11th, plus $24 shipping. That's $250, $220, $225. You might as well say. You're on for $140, $150, $260. No, that's still a little bit high for my price point for the performance. I think they need to come down. One thing a lot of people have been recommending to get is the 960. They say that's still a pretty good pickup. $962 gig, $68. 960 for $51. 960 for the men for $89. That wouldn't be too bad. Not for a 960, I guess. As far as this week's video is coming up, though, I'm going to try to get the integrated graphics finished tested and see how they perform. By my testing I've done so far, they ain't looking very good. I think even the 6400, even though it's a bad video card, would be a good upgrade for a Dell Optiplex. I do need a low profile card. I'd rather go with a 1650 or 1660 just because of the PCI 3.0 slot on it. Because I know the 6400 is going to eat some frame rates because it's a PCI 3.0 lane on that motherboard. But it looks like it's going to be my only option unless I want to spend quite a bit more money for the little bit better video card for that. And I just ain't prepared to pay them kind of prices that everybody's wanting for the little bit older cards that's low profile. So that'll be coming up on the channel. I believe it was MT Coiner. I believe. Was it MT that said that? Or Chris McGraw? It was on last stream, Chris. About doing a deep cleaning and repasting on that computer for a video idea, and I plan on doing that. That was a good idea. I kind of had an idea on doing a deep cleaning on it. It is in pretty rough shape as far as needing a good cleaning. So I will be doing a video on that as well. Also, I may do some modification to it. I don't know. I'm thinking about maybe putting a side panel in it. Throw some ARGB in it, which is going to have to price the build. But, you know, everybody knows ARGB actually sells computers. I may throw an aftermarket cooler on it. Also have an idea of upgrading the RAM in it. It's got two 4 gig sticks, equaling 8 gigs of RAM. I may try it with 16 gigs, see if I get any better performance out of it. But I don't know. I have to see what the 6400 can do with it. It definitely ain't worth better thermal pads if it has some. Yeah. I don't, you know, it's supposed to be refurbished, so it should have fresh thermal paste on it. I haven't ripped it apart to actually look and see what kind of thermal paste it's got on it. Being refurbished, it should have a new thermal paste on it, but I haven't ripped it apart, so I'm not too sure. Being a 6500, I don't think it really calls for a better air cooler on it than what it's got on it. I don't even know if I got one that'll fit on. I should have one. I don't know. I may see about pimping it out. I guess that's the cool way of saying it now. Pimping it out, adding the ARGB to it, putting a side panel in the case, and adding some ARGBs to it. Because of the front panel of it and whatnot, you know, it's solid, so there ain't no sense putting ARGB fans in it. But maybe put an ARGB cooler on it, maybe put some lights in it. I don't know. Maybe something like that. Probably put the 6400 in it. I think that's about my best choice right now for a low profile graphics card to put in it. Dio, you're in the house, buddy. Welcome in. Missed you last week. I didn't see you in chat last week, buddy. Hope everything's going well with you. I'm glad you're hanging out with me this weekend. You can stop by and say howdy. Chris, you said last week you had a back injury or something at work, right, buddy? How you doing? I hope that's doing well for you. Hope you're healing up good. But it's kind of what I'm thinking about doing with that computer. Like I said, I want to give that away for the 1,000 subscriber giveaway, which I'm a little bit late on. I'm only about a year and a half late. I guess it ain't bad for me. Doing all right. I'm doing good, buddy. I'm doing pretty good. I can't complain. Working every day, working too much like always, you know. Doing pretty good. But before I give that away, I do want to do quite a few videos on it. I may try to do the RAM upgrade to it, see if it gets better performance on it. I don't think it'll do much as far as integrated graphics go. I don't think it's going to do much once you put the video card in it. If it has only a plastic trowel around it, yeah, thermal pads are not no use. But if its cold plate goes above the memory chips, that may be nice. Plus cooling those. Yeah, I'm gonna see. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't really been into it. I took the side panel off and threw an SSD into it for the benchmarks, just to see what. I didn't want to have to wait all day for that hard drive. You know, their download times and all that, they're really bad on a hard drive. So I wanted to put an SSD in it. But I want to try to. I don't know. It's just something I've been kicking around my mind. I got quite a few videos coming up on that PC. You guys know I try to get as much as I can video-wise out. You know, I need to try to get as many videos as I can on what I do have coming in. But I will be doing an upgrade on it. I will be doing that cleaning video on it. You know, deep cleaning of it. I want to put the 6400 compared to what it's showing now, which, like I went through a few minutes ago, the integrated graphics ain't worth a diddly right now. But you know, there will be quite a few videos coming up on that. I'm hoping to get that, get the benchmarking done for this Wednesday. I got a lot of work to do on it. Hey guys, hold on a second. I gotta go let the dogs out. All right, I'm back, guys. Sorry about that. Dogs woke up. They needed out. That's there. Got Chris McGraw with a nice mini ITX SFF case. See what we're looking at here. Let's see here. How do I do this? Flip this button, push that button. There we go. The Inwin Chopping Pro Gray Aluminum Mini ITX case. I'm like, that wouldn't be a bad switch over from the original case that computer came in. Only thing is, it's $142. Right here in the US, it's $144. I only paid $150 for the whole HP, the whole Delta thing that I got. Is that Canada? Yeah, that's Canada page. Let's see what it goes for here in the US. Let's go to the US page here. Yeah, it's still $120. $120 here in the US. So it ain't much cheaper in the US. I only paid $150 for the whole machine. Flip it over into a $120 case, $121 case. So that would give me a couple extra videos on it, wouldn't it? It's got the couple proprietary connectors on the motherboard, which I could get around. In the US, it may be cheaper. Yeah, but you got a 200 watt PSU. Oh, that comes with the PSU, does it? They don't have no inside picture of it, do they? Gotta make me read. Gotta make me read. Yeah, it does come with a 200 watt. But then again, I almost have to use the power supply that comes with the Optiplex, just because of it don't have the standard 4-pin connector to it. It's got proprietary connectors for that for the Dell. So I'd have to use the power supply out of it. Now the 150 costs more here. They cost more here, 121. Yeah, it does down here too by about $5, $6 more if you want 150 watt. That's strange they charge you more for a lesser of a power supply. I see the connectors on that power supply though. I'm sure it's got your standard layout connectors though. It ain't gonna give me no details about the power supply that comes in it. I definitely have to use the power supply out of the Optiplex though, because of the proprietary connectors for the 24-pin and the 8-pin. Logistics for you. But here, hey, you get 4 colored stickers. Hey, that's a plus. You put them stickers on there, it makes it go faster, right? Sir, I missed a couple here. Chris, but the 6400 on Gen 3 PCI system is a big waste of money. 6400 is Gen 2 times 4, so at Gen 3 it sucks bad, very bad. That is a nice case, low profile case. Costs so much though. It is a pretty nice looking case. Of course, Inwin, you know, if it's got the Inwin name, it's going to be a premium product, and you're going to have to pay a little bit better for it. But I just don't know about the power supply and being able to use it coming out of a Optiplex system. And something about them Dell Optiplex you gotta watch is the power supply, because they got the proprietary connectors to them. As far as the 6400 being a big waste of money, you're right on that. I wish I had other options for it. But like I showed you earlier, you know, with what the 1650 and the 1050 is going for used, it's almost a waste of money to put one of them in it too. But even though it does suck so bad at the Gen 3 speeds for the 6400, it's got to be better than what the integrated graphics is. Can't be never worse than the integrated graphics. Oh, excuse me. Well, I'd like to pick up one of the 6400 anyways and do some testing with it. But I'll get as many videos as I can once I get the 6400 in. I haven't ordered it yet. I'll wait till next pay. But I want to put it in the Dell Optiplex for number one. That's one video I want to do. And then on top of that, I also want to put it into the 5600G build, see if it's worth putting into it. But keep in mind, the 5600G, even though it's on a B550 motherboard, it's still only got PCI Gen 3 support. But I think the big bump in performance would be if I put it on the 5800X system, because it does support the PCI 4.0. I don't know. It's a couple of videos I've been kicking around, you know, PCI, which I know there's been a lot of videos already done PCI Express 3.0 on that card versus the PCI Express 4.0 slots. The 5600G, that operates on the PCI Express 3 just because of the chip itself. But the 5800's got the PCI x4 Express slot on it. The 6400, by what I've seen, don't have a whole lot of videos on it. Of course, a lot of people say it's junk, and I agree with them 100%. I don't know, that's a couple other videos I got dangling around in my head to get done when I get time to get them done. That's kind of my problem, is I don't have much time for videos. AMD should just take it back, buy back all the 6400s and burn them. Well, yeah, I think they ought to take all the 6400s back, put out a massive recall on them, and put the GPUs out of the 6400s into the laptops that they was made to do. I agree with that one. Unlock the fan curves. I don't know if the fan curves will do much good or not for the performance. I mean, you want to talk about actually cooling them, which maybe that'd be a video too. Get a 6400 and unplug the fan that comes with it, and plug another fan into the motherboard directly. See if that actually helps by keeping that heat down. See if that actually helps the performance of the 6400 or not. That may be interesting too. The NX200M is out of stock, but I think half the price of the chopping to get a mini ITX. I'd try to find one of those. Is that the one you referred me to earlier? There about a month ago or so. Yeah, that's the one you, that one right there? Yeah, it's out of stock. Well, it is on Amazon anyways. And the US it's out of stock. Let's see if it's available any place. They got it on $70. They upped the price of it? It wasn't a $70 case before, was it? They should just remove all the limits on the 6400. They would self-implode. Yeah, they would. They would. They'd burn themselves up. They'd burn themselves up real quick if they took all the limits off of them. I think that's why they won't. I think that's why they won't take the limits off of them. 6400s like the 1630 are big jokes. They're, like I said, you know, they're made for a laptop. You know, they're made for integrated graphics on a laptop. They really ain't made to be a GPU. I think it was just AMD's money grab for the low end. Almost tried that yesterday. Ran out of time. 70 here in Canada, yes. Yeah, $70 for that case. I mean, it is a pretty nice looking case, even for 70 bucks. I don't know why the link that I got for it over here says it's out of stock, but it says it's out of stock. Well, it says add to cart. Okay, it's a little fucking nuts. It says add to cart, but the page don't have no information about it. That is what is that? Micro ATX 1, 2, 3. I think it's a micro ATX, right? Yeah, micro ATX case. I still thinking about still buying one of those yet. I haven't crossed that completely off my list yet either. I just got so many video ideas in my head and no time to put them together. It'll get better. It's got to get better, right? Can't get no worse. It was cheaper in the U.S. last time. Yeah, they probably figured out they had a decent product and they probably raised the price on it. There's the DP31 with ARG Bay for 70 bucks. Oh, that's a cool looking case there too. Oh, what's that? The Antex NX260. Coming with 3 fans. Nothing in the back though. Yeah. I like the looks of that one better. Yeah, Big Brother ain't looking bad either. Yeah, that must have been the other one I had pulled up. The one with the ARGB. It's only 10 bucks more though. Get it for $78 here in the US. That's a pretty cool looking case too. But I like the way the side panel is on this one better. It's hinged side panel. The tempered glass side panel is hinged on it. ITX size. Well, this is micro. I don't know. Let's see if I can figure out how to do this. Which GPU? Let me change views here for a second. I'm trying something new here on the stream. You guys are my test dummies for the day. Should I put in the Dell system? No, whoops, wrong button. Learn how to type, David. We'll put that one. What we got? We got the 1660, or we have the 1630. Let's see here. Let's ask the community. See how that works. See what happens. There you guys go. Put a vote. Put a vote. See how many votes I get for what? Sorry, I have much hate for the 6400. That's understandable. 6400 is garbage. Like I said, it's made for laptops. It really ain't made to be on its own GPU. Uh, I don't know. I said it when I talked about the 6400. It is a waste, but I believe it's going to be better than the integrated graphics on that system. It's got to be better, right? It can't be no worse. I showed you the 720p benchmark, and that was at low settings. 1080p ain't, they're even worse than what the 720p results is, of course. Waste of time and money. Yeah, but no low profile, not unless I take that. That's the problem with the Dell Optiplexes. To take that motherboard and power supply both out of the case and to put them into another case, because that power supply is so much smaller than a normal power supply is, it'd be hard to be able to transform that over into another case. To be able to fit a better power supply in it. And then you got the proprietary connectors for the motherboard. You have the safety switch on it, which that ain't no big deal. Cause, it's got a safety switch so it won't boot if the door's open on it. You just splice the wires together. That's no big deal on that one. But, as far as transplanting that into another case, I'm kind of stuck with the low profile size that I got to deal with. So you got you don't have much of a choice as far as the low profiles go. They should use those to make handheld consoles, not full GPUs. Yeah, they should. They should have stuck with them GPUs on them cards to do what they was meant to do. They shouldn't have threw them onto a PCB. 6500, same thing. They're made out of a mobile chip as well. They're made out of a mobile GPU as well. I think they did that mainly because the GPU market was in such a shamble and everybody was looking for a low budget option. They figured they'd give it a try. Apparently they was able to sell them, because everybody was needing some kind of GPU to run the system with. So I put the 6400 and the 920 Optiplex. Didn't even fit properly because of the front audio plug. Then it turned the case into an oven because the airflow towards the front of the case. Huh, that's interesting. The 920? The 920? I think that's about the same thing as what I've got, actually. I'll be right back. Let's see, the 920. If you actually flip over here and look at this, that looks a whole lot like mine almost. Actually, it looks like the same damn case. There's the one I've got. And this is the, what is it? The 5040? Yeah, the Optiplex 5040. And that looks an awful lot like the one I've got here. Awful close to it. I'm wondering if you had issues with that, if I'm gonna have issues with that. Whoops. Sorry guys. Maybe you didn't hear me. But that one that you the one that you had, that 920 looks an awful lot like the one I've got, even though it's a 5040 or the 5040, I guess you could say. The Edge Oak A1 is a better than the 6400. It's a new handheld PC console Stream Deck. Uh, 823 backers on it. Let's see here. That's what we're looking at. So basically, it's a Stream Deck replacement or a same thing as Stream Deck. That's what we're looking at. AMD Ryzen 7 6800U. DDR5, 6400 megahertz speeds. 8-inch screen. 6800U is the thing rocks your sockets. It rocks your socks. That good of a processor, huh? 6800U. That'd be a cut down version of the 6800. Your RDNA 2 graphics. That's only got 40 days. It's up to $887,000. Yeah, it's just like a knockoff Steam Deck, or someone's trying to compete with the Steam Deck. 6800U up to 4.7 gigahertz. Does look interesting. I don't know what it costs to back it up. It's a laptop APU and better than all other aspects. I'm not even really sure what APUs the consoles even run. I'm not too much into the consoles too much. The XFX 150, the enthusiast error towards the front. You kind of got me wondering, MT, about putting the 6400 in this Optiplex I've got. It didn't fit properly because of the front audio plug. Then it turned out the case into an oven because of the exhaust of the airflow towards the front of the case. Let's see how good the poll's doing. There's only 2 people that voted on it, looks like. Steam Deck uses RDNA 2 also, but it's way less powerful. Looks like we got, I don't think I can make that full screen. Looks like we got 67% saying the 6400 and 33% saying the 1660. We got 3 votes on it. We'll leave that. We'll leave the poll up there just in case somebody else shows up here. As far as this thing goes, I don't know. I mean, it looks pretty good. It looks. What kind of screens it got? Does it talk about the screen? The battery, RGB. Care less about RGB. Radeon 680M graphics. Is that going to have the 1080p screen to it, or is that going to have the 720p or the 900? Saying the 1280 by 800, or it's got a 920 by 1200. I'm the 33%. Well, Chris, you know, every once in a while we gotta be the outliers, right? It happens. Look at me on YouTube. I'm the outlier of the YouTube community as far as tech goes. It's all right to be a little different. I ain't too much into the handheld gaming. I always use my cell phone for handheld games. If I want to play a game, hell, especially if I'm home, I'm going to be on the computer. I'm not going to be on a handheld device. That's pretty interesting, though. And what I've been seeing from the Steam Deck, they need some competition, but it wouldn't be too hard to beat it either. I'll be right back, guys. I gotta go let the dogs in and shut the door up. I'll be right back. There we go. Now the microphone's back on. Alright guys, I'm back. Sorry guys, I had to, like I said, I had to go let dogs in and shut the door up. It's a little warm here. Then, it's actually raining outside too. I didn't want the rain to come in. I did a few videos on this little thing. It should shoot through 1080p and some 1440p games very well, just like the butter. I sent you a video on Twitter, DM showing the audio plug issue on the 920. A 6400 is an old Optiplex, would be nice and plenty for an Android machine. Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking. It's just, you know, when you're looking at low profiles and putting into a low profile machine like that, you don't have very many options of what you can actually go with. There just ain't a whole lot of options for low profile.
Down here, the front audio. All right, so this is the Optiplex 9020, and right down here, the front audio. It's extended upward for whatever reason. Now you can kind of bend it back. It's a real tough squeeze. You can barely get this card in. Basically, it doesn't want to go in, but you can force that back and make it fit, but it doesn't want to fit. Now that's probably because, sorry, I got greasy fingers. Right here, this fan shroud design runs the length of the card, where a lot of other cards, this area is kind of open, right? And that wouldn't impede it. But with this card, pretty much a no-go, and it's way too hot anyway, so.
That's interesting. May have to take a look at that. May have to take a look at that and see what that actually does. I don't know if mine's going to be set up that same way or not. It does look like it's an awful close fit. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'll take the Dremel and cut the shroud back on it. There are those retro gaming emulators. It's those on Linux, but it's not easy for Windows users. Yeah, the retro gaming kind of hard on Windows. I guess it all depend on the 6400 you'd actually end up with too, right? Like the XFX, I believe it don't have that shroud on it. Let me flip you guys over here. If we look down through here at some of these 6400s, that's $170. But that one there don't have the shroud up there in the front. What other low profiles do we have here? I don't want featured. I don't want low price. I'm cheap. That one there would probably be all right. The power collar. I mean, they cost a little bit more, but it don't look like the shroud would go up beyond where that connector's at. That one would work great. Yeah, because it don't have the shroud that goes up by. I think either one of them would be all right. Either one of them sapphire cords would be all right. 6600L Hound looks nice, and I wouldn't get a system that would not fit it. Yeah, I mean, if you're buying new, if you're building you one, I wouldn't recommend doing the Ultraplex thing. That's for the people that's on a tight budget. I mentioned last week, even after I get the SSD and the GPU put in that system, it's going to be like a $300 system. That's going with the 6400 in the system. I mean, I could always disconnect the front audio in the Optiplex as well, but I don't know who all actually uses that front audio. My luck, whoever wins the PC would end up needing that front audio connected. That's just the way my luck goes. I don't know if I can get that on camera or not, actually. Not doing the live stream. Sometimes you can get those for free, so it may be very cheap. Let's take a look-see here. Let's see if it's got that audio issue. Which it looks a lot like that one. It's probably the same case design. What the hell's going on there? I must have hit a button. All right. There we go. There's the Dell. There's the inside the Dell Optiplex that I have. You guys see that? Which way did I go with? There we go. It's on the screen. And mine don't have the audio plug down here in the corner. My front audio actually looks like it's over in here, over in this system someplace. So I think I'll be all right, even with one of the ones that's got the higher air cooler on it. Can you guys actually see that? But mine don't have no cables over in that section above the power supply. Or not in short supply. It was a very popular line of machine. Oh yeah, the Optiplex is still being made today. Still ain't saying they're really worth the fucking money, but still yet. I don't have enough light to see what actually is going on. But I don't have the cable down there for the front audio like that video was showing. And mine's got a couple extra PCI Express slots there, so I think I'll be all right with the 6400 being dropped into it. Or this 1660, whichever way I decide to go. But that 1660, from what I'm seeing on the used market, I don't know if it's going to really be worth the money or not. Interfaces in caps like this. The Optiplex are not in short. Front audio on older systems is crap. Yeah, front audio is even on the current systems is actually crap. I don't recommend using front audio. I don't use mine. It's just the quality of it just ain't up to par. And you get a lot of feedback from other components in your system that'll mess up your audio by using the front audio interface. So I wouldn't recommend anybody use front audio. It was like this until 7th gen. Yeah, the one I got, it's got the 6500 in it. Yeah, but it's way better than it used to be. Well, yeah, it is. They do improve it. They put little shields and whatnot on the cables and whatnot, stop some of the interference and whatnot on them. So it is a little bit better than what you would get with 2nd gen or 3rd gen systems. But if you have the choice, I'd still rather plug into the back of the motherboard over the front audio. I know some people don't have much of a choice depending on how your setup is and what you plan on using it. You know, what your use case is on it. But it don't look like my Dell Optiplex I got's got the same issue as that video was showing. Which mine is looks like it's a little bit newer model than that. But my front audio ain't even close to it. PCBs are thicker now and insulated way better. Yeah, they got stuff that they put in the cables to stop the cross interference from the other cables in the systems. I'm not too sure about the PCBs being thicker, but it's very, very well possible. I don't know. It looks like most of you still say the 6400 would be better than the 1660. Of course, they're looking at the prices. I don't think the 1660 is really worth the price. Sorry for the one that voted for that. Mr. Chris, you're the one that said 1660 to go into it. I just don't like the price of them. Back in the day, it was 4 layers, and now it's twice that. Okay, so they went from 4 layers to 8 layers on the PCBs. I don't know. Maybe I'll pick up a 1660 too. I don't know. Let's see how the money flow goes here, and what kind of videos I want to put out on it. While I'm on stream here, I'm gonna write down some of these video ideas, or I'll forget by the time I get off the stream. So, yeah, I'll even let you guys see my video ideas. This one here is already done. That one's finished. Intel HD 530 graphics. I'm working on that one. The Raspberry Pi. I ain't much into the Raspberry Pis, but I left it on there. The flagship from 10 years ago. I haven't really touched that one yet. Older mini PC like the Gen 4 Intel. Very cheap. Installed Windows 11. How to choose a motherboard, CPU, or GPU for a game. I think it'd be pretty relevant. Let's go with the Dell 540 Deep Clean. Yes, I haven't updated this in quite a while, guys. Hope I spelled that right. It must be spelled right. It ain't highlighted on me. The Dell 540 upgrade. All right. We'll put out here the in parentheses 6400 or the 1660. We'll put that in parentheses. Ain't too sure which way I'm gonna go on that one yet. There's also, I don't know about this one. This one here is awful questionable. The RAM upgrade on that system. The system's got dual channel. It's only got a max of 8 gigs in it. So we will, we'll have to see about that one. Let's do the, we will add this one to our list. We will do unboxing. Then we will also do a build. Gotta make that money. Oh, well, if I learn how to spell, it'd probably help. There we go. Don't get the new one, not worth it. What's not worth it, Chris? The new what, buddy? Because no more powerful than what the CPU is in that Dell. I don't know if that RAM upgrade would actually be any good or not. Tell you the truth. Destin Hill's on the way. Now there I go, fat fingering it again. There we go. That's better. That's some of the video ideas. This is kind of my scratch pad for video ideas. Like I said, that Raspberry Pi, I don't know. Content, the channel really ain't based around the small form factor stuff like that. Of course, the Raspberry Pi 400 has probably been up for quite a while by now. Let me get rid of some of these tabs. Let's see here. Copy and paste. That's the whole computer for $188. That's the computer kit, 4 gigs of RAM, the keyboard, wired mouse, micro HD cable, Type-C power supply, 16 gig SSD. Oh, excuse me. And it comes preloaded with the Raspberry OS. I'm not really sure on who recommended that to me. I think it was MT Coiner a couple months ago said that I should do a video about this. About the Raspberry Pi. I don't know, maybe it'd still be worth it. Let's do one of these numbers. Raspberry Pi 400. Let's say you got a 62 score out of it. Volume is pretty good. Competition is pretty low. 1 million views from 1 year ago. From ETA Prime. $100 computer from 1 year ago. Well, that's Linus Tech Tips. Raspberry Pi 4100 setup and review. Maybe that would be worth it. 911 views 5 months ago. Everything computers, never heard of them. 1 year ago with 18,000 views. Maybe that would be worth doing a video on. I'll keep that one in mind. $200. I would have to come up with a monitor to connect it to, but that ain't no big deal. We got a couple of those laying around. Yeah. Keyboard inspector. Let's see. Is it worth it? Is it worth it still yet today? Low competition. Search volume about 37,000 in a month. Maybe that would be worth it. maybe I could do a video on that. Maybe it would still be worth it, even though it's been a couple months. Looks like I got a couple extra viewers on here today. Thank you guys for coming in. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Any other video ideas or anything else you'd like to see me cover on the channel? I still believe I'm going to go with the 6400 RTX 46 6400 content because there ain't a whole lot of coverage on it. I think it'll be alright. Don't know exactly what videos I'm going to put out about that. We'll save that. Those single board computers just keep getting stronger and stronger. They do. They really do. That's thanks to the CPUs they put onto them. Just like the Intel Nook and all those. I mean, they keep getting stronger and stronger by the year as well. But right now I do have that Dell Optiplex I'm dealing with. Like I said, this week's video will probably be the benchmarking on that 530 graphics. And then I'll see about what I'm going to do about the GPU upgrade on it. I do want to do the deep cleaning on it and the repasting of the thermal paste on it. I want to see what that does. Then the upgrade. If the 1660 16 Super graphics card is coming down in price, I will consider that video. But right now I'm kind of leaning on for the 6400 just because I can get more videos out of that. The possible upgrade on that, I don't think by upgrading from 8 gigs of RAM to 16 gigs of RAM will do a whole lot for the performance of that machine. Just to the simple fact the CPU ain't gonna know what to do with that much RAM. Yes, SBC market is way better. SBC. What's SBC there, Chris? Is that the small computer? 6800U is a chip for the shows. Oh, for the Raspberry Pi. Single board computing. Yeah, they are. And that's just because the APUs and whatnot keep getting so much better. The integrated graphics keep getting so much better. Man, how many damn windows do I got open and how many tabs is in each window? I got so many tabs open, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. All right. Anything else you guys want to talk about for the day? But I think at Raspberry Pi, by looking at the numbers, I think it'll be a pretty good video. I do want to focus on the Dell Optiplex. But I need to get that thing done if I'm planning on selling it. Just to kind of give you guys an update on it, that RX 580 build I got, I still have it. If you've seen the Deep Cool Matrix 40 build, I still have it. I haven't had much response here lately on it. It's been up for 2 months, almost 2 months now. You can hook them to a GPU as well. Then they game kind of like an old i7. This SBC is gaining popularity too. Yeah. The deep cool build that I put together, I actually put up on Facebook Marketplace. I haven't been getting a whole lot of inquiries about it. I ain't too sure on what I'm going to do with that. I think it's just right now with the way everything's going in the world, people are afraid to spend what little bit of money they have. I mean, I've been reposting and reposting. I haven't been getting much hits on it. So I don't know what to do with that one. I've tried changing up the pictures on it and whatnot. I've dropped the price quite a few times just because the GPU price has been dropping. So I don't know. Maybe I'll turn that into the giveaway. I think it'll be a better reward for somebody. I don't know, but shipping that's going to be a little bit more dangerous because of the GPU in it. I guess I could always pull the GPU out of it and give them a video on how to put it back in. It's your SBC has a M.2 slot. You can hook up a GPU with an M.2 adapter, but it's limited to ×4, and you got to get a Gen 4 adapter. Otherwise, it's like a 6500 XT or 6400 crap. Huh, okay, that's interesting. You gotta have the M.2 adapter adapted over. I don't know. Maybe you guys can be expecting a giveaway video here soon. This RX 580 build I got, like I was saying, I haven't been getting much response on. I think it'd be a little bit better reward than the Dell Optiplex gaming system, because the 6400 is pretty crappy. The 1660, if I would go that way, I have about the same amount into that Dell Optiplex system as what I have in this one. So yeah, I don't know. GPUs like the 6900 XT. If you buy an M.2 adapter, you can hook up to a 6900 XT on it. That's a pretty powerful GPU to hook up to one of them systems, ain't it? I mean, 6900 XT, using an external PSU, you can. Yeah, I was going to say, you ain't going to be able to use the one that comes with it, which I don't know if them things come with what kind of PSU them things actually come with. I'm sure they come with some kind of brick or something, right? I don't know if they even show. There's even docking stations for this. You know what that kind of reminds me of? Kind of reminds me what got me into computers. The old Commodore 64. It was basically just a keyboard that had an optical drive and, floppy drive that connected to it and a monitor connected to it. I'm waiting on the new CPU cooler and the ARGB fan kit. Then I'll post the 4790 RX 580 for sale. I have a feeling it won't take long to sell around 500. It even works with Steam Deck. Yeah, I don't know. In my area right now, I live outside of a small college town, which you guys are probably aware of by now for the ones that's watching still yet. And the students ain't around. I don't know. I haven't been getting no hits on that. Most of the PCs on the used market around here are either super low end or super high end. My area is about the same. In my local area, looking at Facebook Marketplace and things like that, there really ain't much competition right now. Just right now, it just don't seem like people buying in my area. I got listed right now. I think the listing on the PC I'm trying to sell is like $650. It started out at $750, and I've dropped it down to $650. And I had a couple guys wanting to trade stuff and this and that, which I'm not into all that. I'd rather have the cash. And it's fair price. I mean, what I got listed for, you can't build off eBay prices and build what I'm selling. So I don't think it's the price that has anything to do with it. I think right now just people's holding on to what money they have. Like I said, I live outside of a small college town. Maybe it'll get better once the college students come back. Maybe I guess it could be the price, but you can't build it for what I got it posted for. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Maybe I'll hold on to it and just keep posting it, or maybe I'll use it for the thousand subscriber giveaway, which right now it should be higher than 1,000 because the channel's done a lot better than that. I'm more than double that as far as the channel goes. Yeah, we're up to 2,105 subscribers, so I don't know. But I think it'd be better than the Dell Optiplex for somebody. I think it'd be a better upgrade for most people. Sold an R5 3500 with a 1038 gig of RAM and 1 terabyte a few months ago for 900 Canadian. Now it would sell for much less than that. Yeah, a few months ago, they was harder to come by. It just seems like the area that I'm in, there's not a lot of people looking. Within the last couple months, I've only had maybe 200 people look at my post on my gaming computer I got for sale. Just my local area, like I've said before, my local area ain't good for picking up deals. And it seems like in the last 2 years, it's even getting hard to even sell them once I do get them built. All right, Rufus, quit pulling my microphone off of me. It was with an A520 ASRock motherboard. Yeah, but just right now with the local market, with the way the local market is in my area, which I've said it before, I may put it up on Jawa, see if I can sell it. Maybe I'll rip back apart and put the components up on Jawa or something. I don't know. I haven't figured out quite what to do with it yet. I definitely don't need it. Look behind me. Listen over here on this side of me. That's the 5600G build that I use for testing for heat sinks. This one over here has got the Ryzen 7 5800X in it with the 5600 GPU in it that I use for heat sink testing. I really don't need it, but would not put a Ryzen 9 in it. But the Ryzen 5 or Ryzen 3 is a very solid board. For an A520, I don't recommend the 520s. 5700 were worth about 600 plus a couple of months ago. Now people are selling them for 2 to 3. Oh yeah, that's right. MT, you got quite a few 5700s laying around, don't you? Yeah, I never really recommended the A520 motherboards or the 420s or the 320s. They're just way too cut back of a motherboard for my taste. Um, I'd prefer to go a little bit higher with a B450 or a B550 or something like that over getting an A520 motherboard. Just the A520 just to me just seemed to be a little bit way cut back. Great time to start putting them into builds. No need to buy GPUs. It was a budget choice for your son for the A520. I know a lot of people in my local area, if you look at the computers that's up for sale in the local area, a lot of people use them lower end motherboards just because they're cheap. I don't know. To me, I ain't gonna sell something to somebody that I wouldn't use for my own use. Maybe I have a bad outlook on trying to sell computers, but if he had behaved better, I would have upgraded to an RX 570. Alright guys, looks like I've been going for a couple hours here now. What I got, about 2 hours and 15 minutes. My doggies look like they'll get some attention. I need some attention, but I also need to get on this video for this week. So I think I'm gonna get out for this weekend. I think I'm gonna end up the live stream here, guys. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I hope you guys are doing well this weekend. You guys way out. Don't forget to go down to all that fun YouTube stuff. Like I mentioned earlier, everything we talked about in today's video for the first, half hour of the show is over there. All the links is listed in the description below if you'd like to do a little bit more reading on the information I shared in today's video. Don't forget to do all that fun YouTube stuff. You all have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video or live stream.